Hello and welcome to Raising Excellence. Today we're joined by Michael and Dee.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Raising Excellence, one of the most valuable hours of your day if we do it correctly. From around the world, we want to bring our audience and fellow inhabitants good news, techniques, tips, insight, and methods to raise a culture of excellence and improve themselves and those around them. So for today's show, the title is A Deeper Look into Self-Discovery. So we're going to continue our 8-week journey to get to know our crew and their skills and abilities while also getting to know techniques and tips about finding out more about how to do self-improvement. On today's episode, we're going to continue with our examination of our own Tim Flynn's Foundation of Self-Development. We continue the discussion of step 1, self-discovery. If you were with us on Monday, we discussed some of the tests, quizzes, and opportunities to collect data on seeing who we are and a bit more clearly. Since then, each of our members has taken some of these tests and done some of this self-examination, and we will be discussing that experience today. And if you have a question or a comment or some insight, please feel free to comment during the live broadcast. We would love to answer questions and give questions or take questions and give answers at the end of the show. And with that said, let's go around the room. We've got 3 of our 6 members today. Agnieszka, how are things going for you? And you want to talk about what quizzes and methods and stuff that you investigated this week while we're doing that?
Something strange just happened. There was a weird noise, but it's gone now. So I hope that's going to be good. So I updated the Facebook page with the tools and links where people can go and try some of the tools of self-discovery that we've been experiencing, and just to see what they think and how they, how it sits with them, kind of thing. For myself, I've tried a few of these tools. Years ago, I took the Myers-Briggs. I probably should take it again. The one I really liked, and it is on the post in Facebook, and I will put it in the description on YouTube as well, is the happiness inventory from the University of Pennsylvania. Happiness, what was it? Let me just double check here. Oh, I can't. Anyway, it measures your happiness quotient. It is in the post, so you can find a link to that. But it measures your happiness quotient. And there's another one that's a strengths inventory. And my top strength was love. How interesting is that? How do you even interpret that?
How about you, Deirdre?
Um, I did the birth chart one. That was fun. I tell you, the birth chart one kind of gave an array of enduring characteristics that I found interesting. I did the Myers-Briggs. It was kind of refreshing. I've already done the Myers-Briggs, but I just thought I'd do it again. What else did I find out? I did the Big 5 as well, and the Gem personalities. Yeah, that's it so far.
Is there a particular one that you felt strongly about, or one that didn't really hit with you?
Yeah, the Myers-Briggs one. I took it a few times and I was getting 2 answers. So that's okay. So I've got 2 enduring characteristics. But that matches what the birth chart calendar suggests as well.
I didn't like the gems personality because I got pretty much the equal score for each gem. No, like I found different tests online for these gems, and pretty much every time it was just nothing stood out. So I didn't find it useful because it gave me no information.
I
essentially.
find the gems is good for selling. So if you're going to sell to me, I'm a pearl. I guess that would be an enduring characteristic, or how I approach buying products.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the gems, the the four gems. So there's emerald, which is what I came up with as being my predominant one. But I really felt the same way. I felt like the gems test was not very accurate as far as the questions and the way that I would answer them. I just felt like I didn't get opportunity to have an answer that fit really how I felt about that particular topic. And so it was like, I just chose whatever sounded the best, and I don't know exactly what. So I'm really feeling like it's not that strong. And then I look at the other characteristics and I say, oh, well, I see some of those in me too, and I'm a little bit confused. But the emerald, does anybody want to try and describe what the emerald is in the gems?
Emerald is the counting one. Sorry, we just got a message from Tony who says he tried listening in Discord, but he can only hear me. I'm not really sure how to make that better, but we'll have to figure that out next time. Sorry, Tony. You can always tune in on YouTube or Twitter to hear all of us, because you definitely can hear all of us on those other channels. And just to talk about Emerald, Emerald is the person who calculates, like the accounting. And when an Emerald personality who is strongly Emerald purchases things, they do a lot of research. And see, that's something I can relate to because I always do a lot of research. But I'm also not very good with numbers, or not very comfortable with numbers. So, that there's the Emeraldy trait, but maybe not. And same with the Ruby. The Ruby is supposed to be the leadership, and I do enjoy leadership. When I was in Toastmasters, I was a VP education, and I was president. I enjoyed helping people and bringing them together and leading them. But at the same time, the Ruby is supposed to really like fancy things, like fast cars and good clothing. And whereas I like quality, I don't really care if it's popular among other humans or not. That's
Yeah.
just, it seems so arbitrary, right? Oh, other people are wearing this sweater with cold shoulders. I never understood that. Why would you cut out a shoulder from your sweater and wear it when you could have a whole sweater? Anyway, so yeah, that's a Ruby thing. And then the Sapphire is the person who likes to be on stage, which could also be me. But I mean, sometimes I like to be on stage. So I'm not sure. What do you think, Dee?
What about the pearl? What is the attributes of the pearl?
The Pearl is like a
You're
goody
the
two
pearl.
shoes.
Ah,
She likes to please other people, and or he, and derives validation from helping others, I suppose.
Deirdre, tell us more.
Sure. I wouldn't say it's people pleasing. I'd say it's more connectedness, wholesomeness, one to one communication, that overall deep level connection. That's more what it is. But yeah, they can be taken advantage of. Doesn't mean they're going to be doormats or martyrs. I don't. That's just then that's kind of disturbing. Okay, there's something that if I was like that, there's something that I need to look at if I'm a doormat or I'm a martyr, because I'm not I'm not seeing my worth. Whereas talking to you one to one, because I want that deeper level connection compared to a group situation, that would be a pearl. A pearl would be we're having a conversation and you're saying, oh my gosh, I've got this to do and I've got that to do. I forgot the dog food. I'll be the person that would go get the dog food and just drop it off at the front door. That's a pearl.
Yeah. And I think that anybody can be a doormat. Maybe at first when I thought about this, I was like, oh, maybe not a Ruby because Ruby's such a leader. But couldn't Ruby become a doormat to trends and fashions and expectations of others? Because if everybody wants you to be this like person who's grander than life, then you become essentially, one might become a prisoner in that grander than life scheme and have to deliver that grander than life result every time they interact with others.
Yeah, that's right.
So in taking all these tests and kind of creating the opportunity to examine yourself and your feelings, what do you guys feel like? Did you get something profound out of this? Did you see something in yourself as far as strengths or weaknesses that maybe you didn't before?
I see it as a weakness that I deny my own pearlishness. Because look how judgy I was. Oh, it's like goody two shoes and not very strong and all that. So that's pretty judgy, right? So maybe that's a weakness on my part.
Well,
But
I would say I myself, you know, I have taken a lot of different personality tests. I took the first Myers-Briggs when I was like a freshman in Purdue, and I think they had some kind of program where they were kind of tracking all the students. So like every student took a Myers-Briggs on their freshman year, and then like in their senior year to see what had changed and how they progressed through their their educational career, I guess. But since then, I've taken a lot more, and there was a couple others that I think we mentioned. The ACE. Did anybody take that or can describe that?
yeah, I took that. That was very informative. It's a little bit personal talking about the results because you have to disclose a lot of personal things. So I'm not really comfortable saying, "Oh, I got a score in
Sure.
this and I got a score in that." But I did get a few scores, and my biggest shock with that one was like, "That's a score?" Having this experience is like a thing because as a child, you think that your household is just the same as every other household, right? So you don't see certain things as issues, but it leaves a mark on your psyche. And as an adult, these things could follow you around. So even just taking the test and seeing, oh, okay, that wasn't correct. That shouldn't have happened when I was a child, and that maybe shouldn't have happened. Not to like go back to your parents now as an adult and go, how could you do that? Because maybe that was the times, or maybe whatever, right? There may be 1,000 reasons, but to take stock in your inside and go, okay, if that's something that meant a lot to me at the time, what could I do now to make myself feel better about it? How can I be a better parent to myself now than my parents were when we were children? But not to spread blame necessarily.
Hmm.
Yeah. By the way, ACE stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. Right. So these are uh, essentially documenting or counting up how many circumstances that are effectively considered adverse childhood experiences. Do you have any feelings about how they characterize that or how they categorize that? Is there room for improvement in that particular area?
For me, you're asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Go to you again.
I'm not sure because you know what? I'm not specializing in study trauma, and I'm not specializing in studying childhood. Like, I mean, I do study childhood when I work with clients. I draw conclusions from their experiences in childhood, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert. And so I wouldn't know if I'm the right person to criticize somebody's study that they've put a lot of effort and time into and really thought out the questions. And the people who created the ACE study, they actually worked with a number of patients before, or clients, before they concluded that there were key elements in each childhood that provided adverse effects as a person was for the adult, or however that.
How about so there was several others that came up that are unique kind of test. I was thinking about well, I think they call it the DISC, which is I think dominance, influence, um, steadiness, and compliance is another test that and it basically kind of highlights what is your predominant uh, thing, whether it be dominance or one of the other characteristics that can demonstrate some things about you. But one of the other ones that it was kind of interesting to me, and because I'm kind of interested in journaling and trying to keep myself writing more often, was the one about emotions and feelings and kind of logging those down for a week. Right, there was a couple sheets in regard to the feelings and the emotions that you experience, and quite a few, and then just being able to log those out. And since I kind of was mindful about this, I spent a little bit of more time kind of being observant about my emotions and what I'm feeling throughout the day. It was honestly, I mean, yesterday was a pretty good day for me, and I really was able to feel even better about the day because I felt all these positive emotions and I connected with all these people, and I got, everywhere I was going, I was getting kind of this reinforcement of positive feelings. And I think this is one of those things that when you feel positive and you kind of you got a smiling attitude, you smile at everybody. Sure enough, they start smiling back at you. And it's kind of that reinforcing thing. I didn't really notice that
Well,
up until I started doing that.
well, because you
Kind of
spent a
recording
day,
that.
so because you had positive thoughts and things are going well today, you spent a day focusing on positive thoughts, which in
Yeah,
turn maximized the positivity that you felt in the day, right? Like it was
yeah,
like every time you focused on the fact that you're feeling good, you like injected with another dose of energy or power, right? And
yeah,
so because of that, you really like amplified the feeling good. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Good
yeah,
technique. But that's what
yeah.
they
Well,
say.
I think
It
it's
starts thoughts produce what comes out of your mouth, and what you speak produces how you feel in your body. So if you speak mean things, your body will like feel the tension, I mean, unless you don't feel anything. But you know what I mean? Like everything that goes on through your mind and comes out of your mouth really affects your health on a deeper level, and how you look. This is the face reading aspect of it, right? The tension in your face. Where is the tension? What is the tension speaking about? Where are the unexpressed issues? If the face is like, your face is governed by chakras, just like the rest of your body, right? And each chakra has an area of governance. So the heart chakra, that's your seat of your passion and purpose and power, right? It's the middle. It's the balance between all the chakras, right? Three above, three below, and this is the middle one. This is where all the decisions are made. The ancient Greeks believed that our brain is actually in our heart, and modern scientists have actually confirmed that to a point where they found some neurological elements that normally belong in the brain actually inside the heart. So, it may be that we make decisions with the heart. And linguistically, I mean, language is very illustrative of how we interact with others. And we often speak about the heart and how we feel about things, and what am I, or the gut. That would be the solar plexus, right? But that all shows up on your face as well, and in your hands and in your feet, just the same. We'll be doing a
yeah,
series of face readings coming up.
yeah. Well, in regard to the chakras, I've got a good friend, and the way that she describes her decision-making process is one in which she kind of starts with her head, or like a vision, and then it kind of comes down through her head and then goes to her heart and then finally to her stomach. And through that process of kind of
Yeah.
going through those different areas, she has different aspects of the decision that come about. that either make her feel better about what it
Just wait.
is and what the final decision is. But she feels by the time she goes through that whole
Just wait.
process, she's got a very strong case about how she's going to decide something. I thought that was really excellent kind of visualization
Yeah,
methodology for making a good decision.
totally. What I learned, what actually kind of made sense to me when I learned this, is some cultures think that the chakras go up and down, right? Like the energy goes up and down. Just my dog is getting my attention. Just a second. You just wait. I'll be right with you. um, but when I was in Hermetics Club, they talked about the energy going from the head all the way in a circle, like a spiral, to the root chakra, and then to the third eye, and then to the solar plex or the sacral. You know what I mean? And going in a spiral like that, which is very interesting because the way I feel I make decisions, it comes from the head, but then it moves to my stomach region, my root chakra, or maybe even like the vision of the third eye then connects with the sacral or solar plexus or both, to birth the idea forward.
Yeah, that could be that kind of sacred geometry, Fibonacci spiral kind of
Mm-hmm.
version of thinking or feeling that may describe, I guess, that toroidal kind of energy magnetic field that each of us have.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Deidre?
No, it's all interesting stuff. Thanks for sharing, guys.
What was your
Looks
favorite
like you're
psychological test ever, Dee?
I don't know. I use meaningful life test, so it measures how much meaning you feel like you have in your life. I also have self-discovery exercises like grab your purse and let's find out what's in your purse, and that can be defining characteristics of who you are depending on what you save in your purse.
Nice. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah. Well, I
Like,
can't say that now because you guys could pre-prepare. I was going to kind of just surprise everybody and kind of just do it on the wing. Okay,
no.
everyone just stop and pause
If
and grab
you
your purse or wallet.
if you do a session where you just like, I'm not gonna remove anything from my purse. It's not a big deal.
That's see if I'm in a
Mama,
session
my
with
jesteśmy
somebody,
live.
that I have a lot of games when people get stuck. And that's one of them. I can't preempt that because then it takes away the process I do, the techniques I use for self-discovery, which is if they're ruminating, let's say, for example, to stop and pause the conversation. Go, okay, all right.
Mama, cicho, bo
Well, what
naprawdę
we're going to do
przeszkadzasz.
now is we're going
Mama,
to
proszę ciebie.
have a look what's in your wallet. And just that process kind of stops what was going
Mama,
on.
proszę ciebie.
And then they kind of see that, oh, hang on, maybe they have a
Proszę
lot of
ciebie.
photos in there.
Za
They have a
każdym
lot
razem,
of
jak robisz odgłos, to mi na ekranie coś się pojawia.
movie tickets in there. And then
Ona chce iść na siku, ale ja
that's a lot
muszę
of movie
czekać, aż się
tickets.
skończę.
They must have been really special movies. Oh, well, yeah, actually, every Friday I go to the movie, I go to the cinema with my mum. And then afterwards we catch up and we have cake and we talk about all these things. Gee, your mum sounds like a really important person in your life.
It's okay.
And so I take a lot of people around you and kind of, because they all influence who you are. It's not just I live in a vacuum and I know my personality, I've got my birth chart, I've got all these other aspects about me, but I don't live in a vacuum. I also interact with you guys and with my family members and the people around me, and they are also affecting what enduring characteristics I act upon. it's just, yeah. I've got other games if you guys are interested.
We're interested.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was funny.
Go ahead.
I do apologize. At one point, I don't know if you noticed that the cat decided that she wanted to cuddle too.
Obviously, you're a real good cuddler because you seem to draw that too.
Thanks.
But interestingly, so this idea of kind of taking these tests and kind of finding out about oneself is one in which we're looking for things that we didn't actually know about ourselves before, or maybe we know about ourselves, but we didn't really confirm that that's who we are. And then also some of the weaknesses, I think, is one of the important things. That the astral test thing was one in which I thought was really good about not only talking about the strengths but also the weaknesses. Like how um, you might affect other people or might affect yourself in the way that you go about you know, making progress. A lot of times we can stumble. Go ahead.
I, I agree with you, Mark. I found the negative, like I knew all the positive, most of the positive aspects I already knew with the birth charting. I've done that a few times, but I never really. I kind of went, oh, okay. I never really wrote down or I brushed off the negative parts. Oh, okay. I have to remember to forget those things, but I wrote them down this time. And for me, the most important one was the I'm actually I have a vexingness to me that I do know that's there, and that is it's not so much a negative characteristic. It can come out that feistiness in my words, and it comes out, and I just I can get it right in the heart, like just with my words. So, but when I was younger, this is well, the surprising aspect was how much detail it had into that. And I came to the conclusion that, oh, okay, that's why I have social anxiety. It's because I have social anxiety because that is a part of my personality. I can't kind of pretend it's not there. It's there, but it caused a lot of uh, issue, like not so much trauma or anything. No, it's kind of like it gets me in trouble, especially if I say something that's true. People get really angry about that. And then I found that it really affects in friend wise, and so I kind of just at a very very young age learned to just mute myself. If I just don't say anything at all, I'm not going to risk that part of me is going to just come out when somebody's done something really, really not right, really just, oh no, that's just, don't treat me like that. That's just wrong. But so I just kind of learned just to not say anything. And so a lot of people just assumed that I was just shy. Oh, people like this thing about this shyness about me. Okay, I'll be shy. Seems that people like me just not saying anything and kind of just beeping out words every now and again. That's okay. All right, cool. But then as I grew older, that kind of stomping down that kind of, because it's also in the birth chart considered a strength, because it's a very good, if somebody tries to do something very aggressive to me, I can kind of shut them down very fast. But I was never taught that as a child. No, you just don't do that. So that was very interesting to kind of learn that, oh, okay, that's where that all kind of from the social anxiety, and it all kind of just, okay, it all kind of comes from there, this kind of enduring part of me that's quite, what did I say? I said vexing and stuff like that. It's more, it's, I don't know. It's not a bad part. It's more like that if you try to be aggressive, it's like this meanness that kind of kind of goes out.
A stinging assertiveness. How about that?
Yeah,
But
right in your
isn't
heart.
it
My
isn't it
partner goes, "Oh my gosh, you're so mean sometimes."
but isn't it true in our society that girls are rewarded for being shy and quiet and boys are supposed to be assertive? And I'm not saying that because I'm a feminist of any kind. I'm saying that just because the society seems to be that way, right? Assertiveness and like assertiveness, what's considered assertive for a boy is considered aggressive for a girl. The same behavior.
A bitch.
Yep.
I have to be very careful that anything I say or do or look like um, facial features, or I could do something where I'm just tired, um, and it will just instantly, oh gosh, what a bitch. When it's just okay, ouch, I'm just tired. Come on.
But do you have to be careful? Or do you just have to be understanding that those people have no understanding? That the judgment is not from a place of knowledge?
Um, yeah. Oh my gosh, I have to be careful. I remember one situation when I was in my early 20s where I was out clubbing and we're in a nightclub. I think it was a strip club. Uh, and I was just sitting there. And my friends went to the bathroom. And so I was sitting there by myself with a couple of seats beside me. And a guy walks up and he's like leans over, had breath, and he's just like, "How's it going?" And he went to sit down real slow. I'm like, "Oh no, no, these are my friends' seats." And he like looks at me, he's like, and he spat on me. Oh, okay. And I walked off. And then um, uh, I I was waiting for my friends to come back, and he came from behind me and he kicked me from behind, rubbing his boot along my ribs, and to walk
Wow.
past me. So yeah, I have to be very careful. I'm a small woman. I look meek, and yeah, I do have to be careful. It's a that's just the reality for me. It's always been there. And it's not something I'm making up.
No, I totally believe you.
Like in my mind.
I look scary, right? Nobody would dare touch me. If somebody said something to me and I just turn on them, I'm a scary person. So I can't directly relate. I understand that that's your experience, but I can't imagine somebody treating me that way unless they were in my family. It doesn't work for family.
But all of his friends started doing it too. So uh, it is a reality for me. But I do
It's
have to be very
interesting.
careful. And it's not like I'm kind of doing that or anything. I think I'm quite a small woman. Not like small, like personality wise. I say
No.
personality wise, I've got like a small man syndrome. I make myself louder and huger because my body is so tiny. But yeah,
Hey, we had a
I don't know how do
question.
we get on that?
We had a
Yeah,
question from the audience. What's in your wallet, Deirdre?
right now. Oh,
That was
okay.
the
If you guys
question from
really want to
Tony.
know, okay,
He's watching
I
on
will.
YouTube, so
you're willing to give people a peek into who you are via your wallet.
I'm willing to
Yeah,
give people a
absolutely.
peek into who I am. But I think we should
I
do sessions on that, like a separate broadcast that's just specifically a session. What's in Agnieszka's purse or what's on Michael's face? You know what I mean?
Can I
be interesting.
Dennis
I
wanted
was
to
get
gonna
have a
up that one?
session.
I was
I'm
gonna
not going to
point
be
out.
able to get up and get my purse, guy. I can't get. She won't
Okay,
let me.
Don't
Oh,
worry
I
about
can
you're
it.
get up
We'll
now.
do a
rescued.
You
You were
put it up.
special.
rescued.
Oh,
We'll
You
do
were
a
rescued.
special.
no,
Sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
that's
Oh.
it's
Just so Tony
No, I was gonna,
knows.
I
I
don't
was gonna,
mind.
I was gonna say that you know this kind of this is a really an experiment in regard to identifying your strengths and weaknesses about really uh, building trust, and if nothing else, trusting yourself. And being able to trust yourself as to who you are really. And so I think that's really an important point. Is the more that you know about yourself, the more you can identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, the more likely you are to actually trust who you are and what decisions you make and understand them better. So I think that's one of the elements of self-discovery that really is an important consideration and understanding, is being mindful of who you are. And then when it comes to communicating with other people, the fact that you know more about yourself, when people, may issue you criticism or may say things about you that maybe you don't like, if you're if you're more prepared, if you're more aware of who you really are, I think you're much more resilient when it comes to what other people might say about you or what other people might criticize about you. You're going to be a lot more resolute. But I don't
For
know,
sure.
what do you guys think in regard to that?
For sure, absolutely. I think the more you can know about yourself, the better. So let's find out about Deirdre and what's in her wallet. She's negotiating with a child.
I'll be. Yes, I am. I will be back in 5 minutes. She wants me to help her find Daddy.
All right.
Okay.
Like, I'll be back in like 10 seconds, really.
Okay. Well, I was also going to point out something else that just occurred to me, and that was another book that I feel really strongly about, and that's King, Magician, Lover,
King, warrior, magician, lover.
which is something that I think you actually helped me get an audio version of that, right?
It's an amazing book. It's all about developmental psychology, so how we grow up. And it doesn't mean like developmental doesn't mean childhood. It might mean that we're at a certain stage in our lives and we're going to the next stage or stepping up to the next stage. And just to see where we're at with different aspects of our learning, I think it's very interesting. And it's about male psychology, but I believe that this book is universal. Like, yes, all the labels are male labels, but it wasn't a thing when I read it. I still could see myself in every chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's the male archetypes that associated with Carl Jung. So there's the animus and the anima. The anima is the female.
All right, I think we're seeing what's in Deirdre's purse now.
Okay.
And who's going to interpret? You're going to interpret your own purse? Aren't you going to be biased?
Of course I am.
Okay, go ahead.
I have an amazing life. My life is so full of interesting things.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just so cool.
This is on Facebook, so yes, you have to whitewash your life. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah.
Just a positive, nothing negative.
I got my bag.
All right.
So
the size alone should say something, right?
I love this bag. I got this bag just recently at Christmas time. So that's my bag.
Oh, that's a cool bag.
Wow.
Sorry.
Very artistic.
Mm.
I'm gonna pin her video
so
when we talk, it doesn't switch. There you go. Now you're stuck on the screen.
Okay. Okay, thanks. All right, so in the first pocket of my bag, I've got grocery list.
Grocery
no,
list.
it says office supply. It says office supplies, so I needed some office supplies. I have a pen.
So you haven't graduated to an electronic grocery list yet? A receipt?
Yeah, maybe I should mention about my phone too. That's always in my bag. Why?
Well, we only have like 20 more minutes, so.
Yeah, that's enough time to talk about our phone.
I don't have electronic grocery list because I have an old style Nokia.
Nokia. What a cute one. I used to have similar phone years ago when I was a child.
It's a retro one, so it's new.
No, I wasn't a child.
14 months old. So that's in my purse. That's why I don't have electronic shopping lists. Lists, yeah. My key to my car. What else? Oh yeah, my perfume. Made some perfume. I went to a workshop, and it's sourced from high quality essential oils from Deirdre. And so that was fun.
It's perfume. I
can't remember what's
Tony.
in it.
It's perfume.
Yeah, it is.
And Tony wants you to make sure that you hold the front and the back of your credit card to the camera very clearly.
I'll remember that. Thank you.
Oh,
so
and
awesome.
in
That's
that perfume, the
advice.
dark stuff, the dark drop, was that vanilla oil in your perfume that you made yourself?
No, they're just pretty little rocks.
Oh, they're just pretty little rocks. That's cool.
Yeah. So the scent in it, I think it's orange, jasmine, and something else.
Neroli is what's coming to my mind.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I love the scent of jasmine. I have no idea why. It's just like, oh gosh, it smells so good to me.
I have a friend in India who claims the scent of jasmine is the quintessential scent of love and feeling good. He sells a lot of it.
That's right. In the book, it said something about sexual desire and love and all of that stuff. I was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of everything that my birth chart says as well. Mints, grocery bag, because we don't have plastic bags here in Queensland or in Australia, I'm pretty sure now.
Yeah, we don't.
Another pen, Post-its galore with, that's just my grocery list, receipts, just for groceries. Oh wait, yeah, actually I do have a cinema ticket.
See, you have a life, so a cinema ticket, a grocery list.
So I went and saw Frozen 2 with all 4 of my children.
Ooh.
It was very interesting. It was kind of very, it was saying that Elsa is the 5th element, and it was a whole very esoteric story about the elements. So I enjoyed that. I could kind of unpack it, all those important aspects to reality that I know the kids should learn. Okay, now down to my purse. This is my purse.
That's your wallet.
They're skulls. It's my wallet.
Your purse was the big one. Well, I don't know. In Australia, that may be different. But in North America,
let's see.
That's a purse too. The purse is where you hold your wallet.
That's okay. Let's see. I have a leftover stamp, international stamp, for Christmas cards I sent internationally.
And weren't they lovely? I got a gorgeous Christmas card from you.
Did it kind of blow up like all of the Christmas little sequence in there?
I have to admit to you that I was pre-warned by Sam, so I was careful opening it up.
No, you're supposed to kind of open it and just kind of spew all over your desk. Oh my gosh!
She didn't know. Well, first of all, I was opening it outside, but second of all, she didn't know that I hadn't received mine yet. When she's like, "Oh, did yours explode all over you too?" And then I was like, "No, I didn't get one yet."
I was thinking I was going to put like little bits in, and I'm just like, no, I want to like give like international joy. I'm going to like spread it all over you, so it's like picking it off you and. So I got all my cards now. Yeah, it's a glitter. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I'm just like, no, I think that's really little. I thought that the little Christmas trees and reindeer and stuff would be okay. So yeah, I've got my driver's license. I have a rewards card, cash card. I have a blue card. So a blue card is that I'm registered to interact with children.
Oh, that's good.
I've done.
Since not you have 4 of them, I mean.
No, not my own children. It's because I volunteer at the community centre, so I help mothers. And they have children, so it's just to make sure that I'm not a creep. My credit card. What else do I have? Okay, the other side. Card for makeup. So I'm gonna get my makeup done. Card for the doctors. Receipts. I think these are all groceries. I'll just check. Oh no, I got a receipt because I exchanged some money from Thai. I had I found a bag and it had like a lot of Thai dollars in it, and I went there and it was like 450 Australian dollars. If that's an indication of how
Wow.
much I had. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, I haven't used this bag in a while. I opened it up and I'm just like, because I checked them. I'm just like, wow, it's kind of nice. Like pulling out a wad of cash.
Nice.
Yeah, groceries.
What?
No. Oh, okay. And I got a receipt there that, I was looking for that one. I brought new linen, and so it's, I have to file it. I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, and I have cash. I have like a couple of dollars and change.
So
that's my bag,
that,
and that's my purse.
So with all that discovered, what does that all say? What do all some of those items say? I would say
well,
the perfume.
I know, but I want to know what you guys
something.
think. I know, but what do you guys think?
We're not experts in this technique.
Well, I would just say, like the perfume, for example, is one in which you made it yourself. It's unique to you, and I think that says a great deal about kind of person you are and your character, which is kind of more creative and kind of self-reliant and those kind of things. But I would say that's one in particular that stands out to me.
Yeah, that's from a skull wallet to the goddess handbag. Those are other creative aspects to it. I guess the movie ticket with my kids, that probably would have stayed in there until I cleaned out my bag. And I used to actually keep every movie ticket that I've ever been. I had a box, and I'd have them all in there. From having kids, that kind of just went to the wayside, and it's kind of just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just, it's fun to maintain, but it's not realistic to maintain with kids.
So Anthony provides an interpretation of your purse contents. He says you're crafty, organized, and family oriented. That's what he deduced.
That's right.
Yep.
Thanks, Tony.
I like the perfume. I would have expected you to have lipstick, not perfume, but that's cool.
Makeup is every now and then. I don't do it that much. Like I do it for podcasting because it just makes a podcast look more professional. If I was coaching, I'd do it for coaching. Otherwise, if you'd be able to notice in a lot of other recordings of me that I don't wear makeup. I like wearing, it's just a professional thing. And same with jewelry. I do have jewelry and everything that I wear, but because of the day-to-day goings of being a mum and the kids, it's more of a hassle, and it gets, like if I'm wearing rings and stuff, they get snagged and caught. Same with necklaces and everything, and earrings and everything. So it's more of a functional thing. I do enjoy those parts, but maybe when
we should unpack that one day. Why does wearing makeup make you seem more professional? Because it's not a logical statement, right? But in our society, I totally see that, because I sometimes wear makeup for podcasts too.
Yeah, and I'd say overall, not uniquely to different like tribes in society, I'd say overall the general kind of theme that I'm getting from society is that women's worth is weighted on how they look.
Why though? Why?
That's what I notice.
Why? Your worth should be dependent on how much your pets like you.
Well, I know we're getting to the end of our show here, but I did want to talk about tomorrow's show. So we've we're on our trip of self-discovery here. We've kind of examined some different ways and tests and so forth. We've taken some of those. We've made some assessments about ourselves. So what's the next step in the self-discovery process? That's for tomorrow, Thursday's show. And does anybody want to preview any of that kind of information or any thoughts on that?
I think they just have to tune in tomorrow if they want to know the next steps. Or listen to the replay.
No,
well, we're gonna
listen to the replay and attend. Both.
And ask
I'd say both.
I think we'll also have some tools and other tips that I think people can utilize to make these things fit into their lives a little better, and maybe some ways that incorporate their strengths and weaknesses into their daily routine that will make them feel better about themselves and maybe help them communicate with other people better and accentuate their own skills and abilities maybe to other people as well. So those will all be valuable things that we can get out of tomorrow's show.
Perfect.
And with that said, does anybody have any closing remarks in regard to this show?
Nope.
What we learned, what we did today?
Thank you very much to our audience for listening and participating. And we will close out till tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and calculate the rest. Have a good time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.